message that I have to pass on to this young generation is that try finding out, trying and doing experiments on enterprising. Try focus on family-based entrepreneurship, ancient India model, right? The primary problem that the world faces today is that these capitalists, this joint stock company format, which is sucking up the family corpus through stock markets in their funds and then employing you. It's actually your funds and you are being given salary. It's actually, that's what has happened, right? So my focus is that you should try doing family-based entrepreneurship model, try experimenting startups. The government is very pro in giving funds and helping you out with startup ideas. Do these experiments. You are not in that stage of generation which has a bread and butter problem. Your parents have already brought you up from the base level. There is no need to be scared or anything this about, right? You should try different experiments, run enterprising models, make groups, collect capital, try experiments, right? If you start something today, 3 to 5 years from now, you are an entrepreneur. Now, the problem with the things that we are having right now is that, every jobber is an uncertain employee, in the sense, even if he's a general manager in some company, he doesn't know if his boss is going to give a transfer letter any point in time to God knows which city, right? So that kind of an uncertainty is there in this world. And then we are moving towards a world where a piece of certificate, if I say 5 years, a generation back than me, they had this security of some piece of paper becoming a career value for 20, 30 years. You are not the generation who are going to have this privilege. No piece of paper in this world, I'm talking about certificate, no piece of paper in this world will secure your career for more than 5 years. And I'm telling you this upfront because these are going to be dynamic changes in the market. No piece of paper will work. So the next changes that are going to come in the job markets is going to be, you are going to get, along with a package, you'll also have funding being given for 2 to 3 weeks of this study or that study. You get updated on your skills and then come back. That kind of a thing. We are moving towards that kind of a world where you can't say, I have this degree, so I need to be making this money 100% sure about it. No, right? So we are moving towards that. So my suggestion is that you have the base which is already being created by your parents or grandparents. There is no need to go, XYZ country and take XYZ courses, right? Start experimenting some kind of entrepreneurship. You want to leave something for your next generation so that they don't have to search a job, right? If you build something enterprising and interesting. Now, the problem with jobs is, I'll tell you what the problem is. As soon as someone is 23, 24, 25, and you get 6 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh packages, right? Which sounds very fancy to that young mind at that point in time. But you need to understand that you are being bought. You are being purchased on that package. All right. Now, if you do not learn something concrete in that years of the job that you are doing, starting 3-4 years, then you're going to be dependent lifetime on job to job, jumping from job to job, cities to cities, shifting your family's cities to cities. And I'm particularly saying this because I understand there must be more of a South Indian audience over here, which has a pro-job, this thing tendency, right? In the North, especially the states of Gujarat and Rajasthan, people still have entrepreneurship temperament because of the family structure that the back home family support that we have. But I know that in South, it is particularly, there's a romance about jobs. So I need to tell you this, that you need to build something for the next generation and go, and not just earn and consume everything and leave the earth, and the next generation is still again searching for something, right? So if you want to make India rich, the next 30 years, this next 30 years, 3 decades have come after 2000 years, let me tell you, I'm talking about the economic history. The next 3 decades of opportunity has come after 2000 years for India. If we don't become rich in the next 30 years, we are going to become aged before we get rich, right? We are right now the youngest population in the world, average youngest population in the world. So if we don't make India back sit on that throne, which we were for year 1 till year 1700, as in the chart, by 2047, then we'll become aged before we get rich.